stand as evidence that Tim should never be a triage specialist in a dire situation. What's a triage specialist? That's your vocab word of the day, Tim. Your vocab word of the day is not to go down, asshole!
I'm watching a YouTube video in the background, guys. That's what I usually do during streams, if you can't tell. I just watch YouTube. Playing against the Raptors in this, so you know. Got Luka running the shooting guard, I believe. He might be running the small forward. He can step back hard. Like, he's a hard step back, dude, in my opinion. He's definitely great, but I don't want to see him. I don't want to see many players on other teams winning like all these huge games, winning all these awards.
How does he add this weird yellow goblin thing to the merch stand, but he can't implement who's who right now? That's what I want.
So now I'm gonna start fouling him until.
It's for the memes.
I was actually trying to you know, block, or I was trying to foul him, put him in a bonus, and then shoot the last shot, because that's always a good thing. A friend of mine commented on my Instagram post of me getting my Opal in Jordan, and he was like, wait a minute, do you only play my team? And I was like, yeah, pretty much. Absolutely fucking poster. I am sorry to any Raptors players. I mean, when it comes to people that I hate, I mostly get absolutely freaking wrecked. But I keep thinking it's up to 21. I was trying to dangle there. I was trying to do some dribble moves, but it didn't work very well. Okay, let's see. Ooh, that was fresh. Let's see if he can help out through. Alright, he can't.
I'll only do it if Johnny buys it. There needs to be a cake in the middle. Okay, wait. Happy birthday, Spuddy. Happy birthday, Spuddy. Wait a minute, 1 second. How about this?
Oh, that was a sick reverse layup.
One thing you would like to see in like a custom zombie that fucking opposite statue of Anne Frank.
Alright, wow.
That's literally just me too. You guys don't have it.
It's just sad how and one at the beginning of a quarter-ish. And of course Ben Simmons' shooting abilities. Alright, why did you have to come in and foul him, Gobert? I was trying to steal it. I feel like I could have though with Steve Nash, because Steve Nash is like the second best stealing player in the league, or in league history. I think he has the second most steals, career steals by anyone in league history. Surprisingly not first, from the fact that he won 2 MVPs, and the only player who's ahead of him doesn't have a single MVP. The only person ahead of him in assists in a career and steals in a career has never won an MVP, and that is Don Stockton. He is in the Hall of Fame for the fact that he's the all-time leader in 2 major statistics now, but
the burger bombs made the game end. Oh my
Okay, let's just show you how good my team is, you know. We casually do that, and then we just casually run it up with MJ. We do a couple dribble moves, get Norman Powell on the other side of me, miss the three, then we attempt to pass out to Steve Nash, and then nobody cares. Alright, now this is how good my team is, alright? I tried ooping it to Jordan. Bro. A deep range three with Ben Simmons. How?
Hello everybody, welcome back to the video. I am Tim, and I'm playing Exo Zombies for the first time in almost 5 years since 2015. I don't remember much of Exo Zombies, if I'm being entirely honest. I know I didn't like it at the time. Maybe that'll change, maybe it won't. Either way, I'm not going to spend my entire time here just shitting on the game. I prefer to try to be optimistic, but we will see. If I hate it, I hate it. But I'm going to try Exo Zombies for the first time.
Wow, that was a nice post fade, by the way. Like, Marcus Gasol is actually like a really good center in the league. Definitely not a top 5 right now. He's also injured for a bit. And it's surprising how when Kawhi, our best player on the team, left, we were predicted to only get 46 wins, maybe like a 7th or 8th seed, and not do that good this season, not even past the first round. But right now, we are on par to win over 60 games. We had a 15-game win streak, but we are on par to win over 60 games. And we are also on par to be the 2nd seed in the East again. Like, the thing is, we won like 55 games last season. We are actually, what this is meaning is we lost our best player, and we got better. But that's also because a lot of our players decided to have major breakout seasons, like Pascal Siakam. Norman Powell's been just rocking it. We got a very promising rookie in Terrence Davis. We have a lot, like, we got Rondé Hollis-Jefferson. We have a lot of, like, players who broke out, like, younger players who broke out. We have promising rookies. All of those combined to make us better than when we had Kawhi.
Story behind Exo Zombies, I don't really remember anything. I don't really need to enjoy it. What the shit is that? Okay, so I captured something and got 400 credits, and I got hit by a couple of zombies. You're clear. Yeah, they just see the problem with Exo Zombies is I would say if you're not Treyarch and you're gonna make a zombie.
Why I say Jordan has 13 points and 13 assists, but I don't even think we have enough points for that. Like,
Extinction, though it's not really zombies.
I'm just gonna confirm for you guys that this game is completely false. He has a single assist on 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. No, 11 assists for the entire team. Yet he has 13 points. Does the other team have 13 assists? I don't even think they have any points. They have 4 assists. Like, they can't even have 13 points on, or they can't even have 13 assists on 15 points. Unless somehow all their assists count for 1 point.
Alright, well, I remember this.
Pretty sure Steve Nash's best stat is driving layup and free throws.
This is an exosuit chamber. I don't have an exosuit, apparently. Bullshit. Oh, what the fuck? I forgot that these are the hellhounds in this map. They're like naked mole rat dogs. They're like those hairless cats. Oh, God. They're not even intimidating. They're just fucking disgusting. Get away from me! Get away from me! Die, 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 die. Die. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. How about you die? You. Thank you. Reload. This is why I got score. I can't just okay, so...
The Raptors also have a very large, like we have stretch. We have stretch bigs and stretch fours. Like Marc Gasol is considered a stretch four, I think. And I would classify Serge as a stretch, but at the same time he's like the stretch who knocks down the odd clutch shot and doesn't do much more than that when it comes to stretching the floor. By the way, guys, the only reason why I'm playing this is because you do get double the MT from domination wins. So if I get 1,000 on this, then I get 2,000. If I get 2,000, I get 4,000. So I'm just trying to do good.
I know isn't a good thing, whether it's extra zombies or not. I should maybe not throw a grenade right next to it.
I think they should double the reward. Like, for one of these things, get fucking M1 on. But for one of these things, they should make it so, yeah, 94 free throw percentage. They should make it so whatever you get, if you open the vault, you get double what you get. So if you get one token, you get two. If you get like 2,500 MT, you get 5,000. You get one pack, you get two. You get one diamond, you get, you know, a diamond plus some MT. I just have the minor things.
Looky, we got a max ammo. What is this? Max so bad. What is that? That's... I think that's decontamination zone. Alright, so I know what that is. I know that there's a boss zombie in this map, or a type of zombie that like contaminates you, and you have to stand there to decontamination zone. I remember that part, but I remember not liking it very much.
Wow, just two people on me and just casual.
Thank you. Just looking at the walls and trying to see if there's...
Let's see if Norm can do something. Norman Power.
I'm assuming we can get the exosuit in the exo room. Because there's the power switch. Set that on, which
It's sad to realize that he's averaged like 5 points his entire career. He's also only been playing for 3 years and has 3 rings. Yes, probably the first player in NBA history to get a solo 3-peat. I can't confirm, but I feel like that's something that happened, where he happened to be traded to the right place at the right time. Like, he was drafted by the Warriors, ran their bench throughout the playoffs and stuff, won a ring. He proceeded to win another ring. I think then he was traded here to Toronto, where he won a ring. So he quite literally is the only player that I've ever heard of to have won a 3-peat, but without you being on the same team all 3 years. He won a back-to-back with, you know, one team, and then he went on to the team that happened to win next year's championship.
Mistakes were made.
But you need like
Fucking contamination's on
real freaking good. You need to be real lucky to do that. I feel like if Kawhi can win a back-to-back with the Clippers, which I think the Bucks are gonna win this year. But if it happened this year where the Clippers won it and then they win it next year because like Giannis gets injured in the playoffs, which I feel like any of the playoff contention teams are holding Zaza Pachulia, then and they're in the East, or if it's the Clippers, then I feel like if they're gonna go up against Milwaukee, then Giannis is going to have that happen. You always pass to the point, and then you pass it to the center, who misses a play, but still gets the free throws. I remember when he said they wanted to be like KG, and he tried adding a 3-point shot to his game, and then it's like those players who add a 3-point shot to their game, but forget to add a free throw shot to their game. Like, I feel like Joakim Noah in his prime was that guy. He lobbed it to a 6'1" point guard. I think that's going to be the best lob you can throw.
This looks like Doug.
Oh my god. I think it broke my back.
Exo Super 4 we can get perks? Dude, I honestly don't remember at all. I was better at IW than this, and I've actually played this before. There's not this space I really had. This, however, I just never enjoyed this. I really challenged. Oh, more credits. Okay. Power switch. Okay. That's a step in the right direction. Pulling me this way to the exit. There we go. I love that they just hand you out 300 points every time you walk past one of those things. It's like, here you go. Try not to get fucked. Alright, cool. We got that on. Now we can equip the exosuit, which I believe means we can now get perks. But you can probably get that quicker buy. I think the reason why I was able to get quicker buy before I got the exosuit was because you can always get quicker buy when you turn the power on. That's big security for it. You know what? You can probably kind of walk past one of those things. It's like, here you go. Try not to get fucked. Alright, cool. We got that on. Now we can equip the exosuit, which I believe means we now get perks. But you can probably get that quicker buy. I think the reason why I was able to get quicker buy before I got the exosuit was because you can always get quicker buy when you turn the power on the back. That's a big security. You know what? I'm just gonna buy this because this looks decent. Hopefully it's really stylish. It isn't. The 3-run burst, which I'm instantly regretting. Dear God. Dear God, ow! Oh God! It's the naked, wet dog cat rats. Get away from me! Maybe I should pull out my action. Alright, so this security thing is cool. I mean, it kills the zombies. It also kills me. Well, I mean, it can't make connections on this. I should pull out my action. Instantly regretting. Dear God. Dear God, ow! Oh God! The naked, wet dog cat rats. Get away from me! Maybe I should pull out my action. Alright, so this security thing is cool. I mean, it kills the zombies. It also kills me. Well, I mean, I can't make connections on this video with these ones. Why would I trash? Okay. Cool. Well, I probably
That's what I like to call a nasty ass step back.
Quickly, ow, 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 ow. Oh, well, there goes my exosuit. Reboot, damn it. Reboot, damn it. Where do I have this thing? I always forget I have it. Alright, cool. So, this is the power switch, which we can grab some there. And still searching for it.
I feel like Zion right now, from what I've seen, has like some of the best driving animations. Driving the layup more specifically. Like, he isn't even that good at driving layups, but he has like some amazing animations, as you could see there. Like,
oh god, it's that round again. It's that round. Go, 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 go. Where is the contamination? Gamer, I'm actually genuinely scared.
when he went in, like, he does the most jelly kind of stuff. Like, he does some nice animations. And in my opinion, he's probably the best at that, besides Jordan. Like, Jordan, I've seen literally do a, like, double pump. I've even seen him do a triple pump layup. Like, triple pump reverse layup. If you don't call that a good animation, then fucking dunked on. OG is supposed to be one of the best shot blockers on the team, and then it's just like that happens, and he's like, I'm a role player now. I'm a career role player. I'll never start a game. I don't think he did start this game.
Hi. Yes, I'm infected again.
Ooper hooper.
Okay, cool. Infection cured. Okay, there we go.
I feel like when Zion hits his prime, because a lot of people, like, their highest vertical leap is going to be in their prime. And Zion Williamson in his prime is going to have one of the highest verticals in the league. I feel like he'll be able to get eye level with the rim. Bruh. He does at 71% contested. He has 12 points this quarter. Which, by the way, I think is more than their entire team.
If you could shoot them, it'd be awesome.
Oh, that was Luka. At first I thought that was Simmons, and I was like, ooh, easy.
Yeah, I don't know. I might be back, buddy. I might. I don't know. I'm gonna go to the store. That is if I can see you.
That's Serge Ibaka. I don't expect him to miss. Yeah, that's right.
I'm gonna try to run through. Oh, I did. Yay! Nope, not all of them. Well, I'm fucking screwed. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. I lived. You know what? I'm just weird. Badass young in the game.
That was a blowout.
I fucking suck. I'm so bad. I'm just devastated. Dear God. I mean, using a sniper. You know,
I just had the fattest one.
Just, you know what, just end me. Just end me. Please. Thank you. Okay. Thank God. That is over. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of exotic, but people, I mean, just leave my thoughts on the audio, but hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to subscribe to this for 3% next to the topics. My opinion hasn't changed in the slightest, and I'm not going to pick this game up for a long time. Probably if I want to do another video, it'll be the only time I ever do. I hope you have a phenomenal day. Go play yourself some Outbreak. Just kidding. Play
3 and 5.
Have a good day.
It's 3:35. And then, yeah. So, logos in gold. Where's the coach pack at, boys? Like, seriously. I don't know, I just shouldn't get my foot. I feel like there's gonna be that one pedophile in the comments who has a foot fetish. So I was right, it was Norm. He's definitely better than that. This is my first Eastern Conference items. Yeah, by the way, if you complete this, you get a Danny Green. Who sucks.
Dating all the way back to 2008 with World War until now.
The next level. That looks like a Yeezy. And then it's a casual superstar. I don't know why people like those sneakers. So look, it says 2 times MT multiplier for every domination win. So therefore, if I get, you know, if I get 1,000, then I get 2,000. So I'm gonna run domination. I mean, this division is probably one of the easiest because we have the 76ers who have Simmons and Embiid. Other than that, it's not that hard. This is probably one of the best teams I'll have to face. There's Cam Walker and Jason Tatum. This will probably actually be the hardest because it has KD and Kyrie. And then this team, let's just say the best player isn't as good as the worst player that I own. Well, probably is somewhat close. Alright, we have 2 guys with lacking contract. Neither of them are getting a gold, but they deserve something. Oh, like, boo. Then you realize that my starting center is better than your entire team combined. Like, I swear, you could just put Rudy Gobert in a bunch of, like, 60 overalls and probably still beat the Knicks, even though I'm not a center user. I don't use centers. I usually, like, have them as more playmakers. I mean, Jordan could probably beat your team alone. Like, put him with a bunch of 0 overalls that are 5'4" and don't know how to play in 2K, and Jordan will win. Alright. Jordan in theory could make your team have no points, but and I want to have some sort of challenge. That's why I have it on. I think it's the highest difficulty.
Yeah, looks like our shield parts are like right. Shit, I'm scared. Oh god.
I'm ready to go for a lot of steals.
Oh, dude, tactical advantages. What the hell am I supposed to be doing? Just shooting? I mean, there's an infinite number of them. Oh my god! I'm screwed. You loser. What the hell? Oh my god, you're so... Oh my god.
Alright, Dennis Smith Jr. is honestly probably their best player. Just doesn't fit the Knicks play style. Alright, that's why he isn't, like, that's why he's considered a role player for this team. Is because he is good and all, but he just doesn't fit the play style. And that's why he's a bench player. He could probably be a starter for another team. Like, he could easily be a good starting player for another team. If not a really good bench player, a sixth man that dominates whenever he's on. But because he's on the Knicks, he's borderline going to be on the waiver wire in a couple years because of the coaching and stuff. Like, the coaching wants the team to do one thing, whereas a lot of other players want to do another thing. Like, Dennis Smith Jr. is literally like a huge slasher, a near dunk contest winner. Didn't win against Diallo, who, by the way, jumped over Shaq and got almost a 50, and then Aaron Gordon goes over top, and he doesn't get much. Hamidou Diallo did jump over Shaq. He also did do an elbow stuff, and he opened up his jersey to reveal that he had a Superman thing. Realized that probably didn't make him any more money than he already was making. Bobby Portis, I think. Well, I mean, at this point, Morris Sr. doesn't even play for the Knicks. Like, by the way, he was their highest scoring player this season, and he got traded to the Clippers, who are borderline championship contenders. Who are championship contenders in general. I feel like the East is going to be more dominant now, though. Like, we used to see how, over years, the West was the most dominant conference. You know, during the, in the 70s, I think that was more of like the East, or it was kind of a combination. During the 80s, it was the Magic and Bird era, so, there was somewhat of, like half the decade was towards the East, half of it was towards the West. And then the 90s were all East until Jordan's retirement. Then it was a little bit West. The early 2000s were all West. The 2000s decade, I'm pretty sure, was mostly West, because Lakers won the first 3 championships of the 2000s. Then it was the Pistons who got really lucky. Then, or not even lucky, they were just like a surprising team. Then the Spurs. Then the Heat. So there's only, before 2006, it was like 4 West, 2 East. Then 07. Who won in 07? I think it was the Spurs again. Hold on. Who won the 2007 NBA championship?
The Spurs swept the Cavaliers in the NBA Finals 4-0. They won the last game, 83-82 on June.
So, it was the Spurs. So then in 2008, it was the oh my god, I can't even name the team. the Celtics. Then in 09 and 10, it was the Lakers. So that was when the West, like the East only won, I think, 3 championships in the 2010s, where the other or in the 2000s. So, you know, but the 2010s were, again, more or less dominated by the West. In 11, it was, well, I guess you could consider 10 as like the end of the 2000s, beginning of the 2010s, where it was, you know, the Lakers, then Mavericks with Dirk, then it was the Heat, and then the Spurs, and then the Warriors, the Cavs, the Warriors, the Raptors. So I think last decade it was more even, but I feel like this decade's going to be an East dominant decade. I think the Bucks are going to win this year. I feel like it'll be actually more of an even decade. I feel like there's going to be an even distribution on who wins the championship based off of conference. I feel like there's going to be like 5 East, 5 West, or like, you know, 6 and 5. I mean, either way, if one conference wins more than the other, then it's going to be that conference that's more dominant. I mean, in the early 2000s, it was like, oh, well, the Lakers are facing the Nets in the 2002 finals. It's an easy win. Wrong button. Surprisingly, the Knicks are putting up a fight. So that's also because I'm doing stupid crap. I'm trying to score with the player that's getting doubled.
I guess it'll just throw you back in the game whenever the fuck it feels like it. What is this game? It's the 8-minute mark. It's like, fuck it. You can go back in. I swear to God, if I spawn in like in the veins this week. Oh, at the very bottom where they all spawn in. That's a great place to go. Thanks, game. You want me? Why would you spawn for a snake? That's just here spawn. Oh, well now I am. Thank you. Oh my God.
Okay, well, Steve Nash isn't going to be that good against a pure slasher.
Really looking forward to whatever this box is. MP4.
Promising rookie.
Are we just gonna like start having a break?
RJ Barrett is definitely a promising rookie. I feel like some of the most promising rookies that aren't winning Rookie of the Year this year, or that I think that it's going to be between Zion and Ja. So the most promising rookies that aren't in those two are like Kendrick Nunn, Tyler Hero, Terrence Davis putting up. He has the best plus minus of any rookie this season, with 264 plus. No, that is amazing for a player who plays on the bench most games. Alright, for a player who runs the bench a lot, it is amazing to see that his plus minus is the best of any starting rookie. But at the same time, those other rookies like the Heat, well, I mean, Zion hasn't even played half the season. The Grizzlies, all those teams aren't really that amazing. I mean, the Heat are just a couple seats behind the Raptors, so like, you know, they're pretty good, but like, you know, the Grizzlies are 8th seed, and the Pelicans aren't even in playoffs. Alright. Like Kendrick Nunn, those players, like, I mean, especially the rookies. If a rookie wins Rookie of the Year and his team is like deep in the standings, like near last, that just means that he's a negative plus minus. Negative plus minus.
A fucking card machine as a team. Absolutely. I got Vulture Aid, so it can point me to the 10 different objects on this entire map.
Bro, rebounds, they only have 5.
Missed actually is clutch.
And they have 1 offensive rebound, whereas I have none, but that's also because most of my offensive plays are baskets.
Oh man, I found the safest looking plane.
Of course. Why wouldn't the door be 20,000?
Is this a soul bar?
We're managing.
Just went out the other desk. I didn't have it. You don't have to know.
Watch the mystery box be way the fuck back down there. Cool. Go for it.
You know, I think we should. I'm gonna watch
You
it.
see,
I'm not gonna do it, but I think you
if I miss enough plays though, like if I miss enough, I will have a lot of offensive rebounds.
Make or break thing. Like if I
just look at Lance Armstrong, right? You think of him when you
all right.
down.
At the risk of looking like an idiot and dying again, I'm gonna go spin the box. And a shrieker.
20 and or 14 and 6 running the past 3 minutes.
Okay, I
Like,
saw the box and I'm just going all the way back down because I can't turn back around.
You gotta be super yard.
Holy. That shrieker took out like half of it. Oh, it's haunted. Another one. Run, 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 run.
you see, they get offensive rebounds because they miss the shot. I mean, I'm probably going to miss this since most of my... Oh, never mind. He just gets postered by Mikal Garden, a player who almost actually played for the Knicks. Until, the management for the Bulls was like, we just won a championship. We need 2 more right now, alright? And then you can go wherever you want. We also need another MVP or 2. I love that Jordan is also the #1 player in fouls MVPs earned.
It's a pretty good draw. Should I go for it?
You see, they got the offensive rebound because they missed the shot. So if you look at this, I'm gonna miss here. Nope, never mind. We just do that, alright? This is exactly why I don't get offensive rebounds. Because Jordan is like, I'm just gonna do a quick thing, like call him dunking.
Alright, well, I guess I got time to spin the box. What is it? What is it? What is it? SMR. Oh, yes, the SMR. Retreat. Retreat. This thing's not very good.
You got this. I believe in you. You don't need my help. You got the
Alright.
SMR.
Oh, we have time to spin box. Oh my god. Box, box, box. Desert Eagle. Oh, that's either going to be really good or really bad. I almost got Gershie's. Instead, I got the stupid beer. Oh, wow, I got the, AKA Giant PhD.
Look at that. I missed.
Death Machine.
Do it. Put some intense music on there. Go get it.
Actually getting there, too. That's the best part. Oh, I got it. Okay, so what I'm learning is that this is possible, but if you're, like, creative enough, I guess, or if you're skilled enough in training.
Steven Nash.
You ain't ready for this shit. You ain't ready.
Holy. Beside that the whole time.
Oh God.
I think.
It's weird because my team has the most boards overall
Why did I try
because
for,
they miss a lot, but then we also have the least offensive rebounds because we hit a lot.
This shit.
I feel like Dennis Smith Jr. would be a good pickup on my team as a Emerald.
No, I am blinded. Yes.
I think that's enough. I think we.
I don't think
actually had times where I've woken up. Rather, there's been two things I've done. I've pulled an all-nighter for a new game slash part of the game, like an update. I pulled all-nighters for like Fortnite updates. I've also woken up like 4 a.m. just to get on the update. Like I've literally gotten up. I've had a couple times where I've you know, woke up at, or I pulled an all-nighter, like, during the summer releases of Fortnite updates last summer, 2 summers ago. I actually pulled a lot of, like, you know, I did a lot of those things.
In my opinion, now let's hop into 15.
What's it called? Like, over the summer releases of Fortnite updates, I continuously pulled all-nighters off to get the new update right away. I was probably very sad about that, or I was pretty worried because, like, it wasn't the best thing.
Hey guys, Tim here. I have
Like,
run out of video ideas.
I pulled all-nighters, but then when it was like games or updates that were like midnight releases, and it was like over the school year, so it all depended on what I did. It all depended on when the release was. So more specifically, if it was a summer release, so if it was like Fortnite season, but it was a summer release season, I literally pulled an all-nighter so then I could play the new season right when it came out. And I would always grind, like, wins and stuff, and I would always grind playing games all night until the update, because I always wanted to try and get as many games in, see as many goodbyes as I could to the previous season before the newer season came out. And then pulled an all-nighter, and boom. When I got it, like, when I would get the new update, I would play it for a long ass time and wouldn't sleep. I would stay up all day playing the game. I would maybe go upstairs to get like breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then I'd also, you know, just kind of do stuff. I'd always have like a 2-liter pop on me though, or soda if you're from the United States, because it's not very safe to like stay up all night without any sort of energy with you. Nowadays though, I'd probably just go and grab like a Rockstar or Monster or two from the convenience store, because nowadays I'm actually getting into caffeine energy drinks. It's not a good habit. I've been drinking them. I don't drink them consistently. I just like the odd time. But yeah, during like midnight release, so for like Jump Force, the kind of like anime game that was out for a while, I pre-ordered it about 5 hours before, but I pre-ordered it, I got it, and when I woke up, I was playing it. However, the release was on, I believe, a like Wednesday. It was the same thing with 2K. With 2K20, the release was on like during October. However, it was also on a weekday, things like on Thursday or Friday or something like that. And what happened was I actually like woke up around 4 a.m. to play the game early, like just to kind of get some early access. Of course, a lot of the stuff was still like getting on, but I'd already downloaded the game, and however I couldn't use any of the content until I woke up. So I woke up, I created my player. It was like 4 a.m. No, this was this year, so I'm in high school, so we woke up like 4 a.m. or like 5 a.m. Played for 2 to 3 hours, then showered, got ready, and left. I usually leave at 6:45, so I played for about 2.5 hours, or I usually get up at 6:45, so I played for about 2.5 hours, so 2 hours and 45 minutes, and then I went. I've also done that with Fortnite updates, where 4 a.m. release, I'd wake up at 4 a.m. to play it. Now, that was in elementary school, so I actually need to wake up at more of like, 7:45, because nowadays I have to be at school by 8:20, whereas last year my bus picked me up at 8:20. So because it was different, I would always just it was different. So yeah.
Especially on Black Ops 3, where you have double pack punch, you really only need one gun. There are a lot of instances where this perk can help you out, and then there are also a lot that can screw you over. So I think it's great. Speaking of average, number 9, Electric Carry, is a really helpful perk. It doesn't do anything wrong at all, but it's not incredible. Every time you reload, it outputs electricity, which shocks all the nearby zombies.
I might have to go and redownload Black Ops 3, honestly.
Pretty low because it doesn't actually kill the zombies unless you're on round 5 or lower, but it does save your ass in a lot of bad situations. I feel like people regard this as one of the better perks, and I really don't think so. Like, there are a lot of better perks in this, but it's not bad by any stretch of the imagination. Number 8, Ultra Elixir from Buried, exclusively Buried, which kind of upsets me because it's a pretty good perk. Instead of doing one major thing, it does 3 miscellaneous things that kind of help you out in small ways. One thing it does is allows you to see everything throughout the map. So let's say you're looking for a perk, you can see that perk symbol through the wall. Also, when you have the perk, zombies oftentimes drop points or ammo on the ground, which is in very small numbers, but over time as they accumulate, it becomes a lot. Also, the zombies sometimes have a green mist around them, which when you kill them, you go into in disguise yourself, so that the zombies do not eat. All of these things are very helpful, and the perk is only 3,000 points. So you're basically spending 1,000 points for each one of these abilities, which is like having 3 mini perks. That's really cool. It comes in at number 8. Coming in at number 7, which will be a surprise to a lot of you, is Quick Revive, which has 2 different uses, one on solo and one on co-op.
Oh, of course. Got the block, but I got the foul. Of course, it's offensive interference.
We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter on this one. The shot by Edmonds no good. Shifting gears.
I know people are going to disagree with me. They're going to say that it's most valuable because it looks like it's well, it has 2 uses, I have to be consistent, and it's still a great perk overall. It comes in at number 6. Coming in at number 6, we've got Stamina, which is my personal favorite perk because I don't like being slow with zombies. I like to get where I want to go quickly, and especially on maps like this where this to make a game not only more but it's relatively cheap, 2,000 points, and the rest of the game you get to be fucking Usain Bolt. Not to mention when you're training, having this perk is an absolute blessing because let's say you slip up and you're about to die, running past them very fast could be the difference.
Sorry, my mom was texting me, telling me to get off her Spotify, and I'm like, wait, I'm not on your Spotify. I'm also always offline, so someone else is using it.
There's no catch with this perk. You just get to run fast, and that's it. It's awesome. At your number 5 spot, we have the most overrated perk ever, which is PHP Proper, but it's still really good. It prevents
They need a vendor.
Whitecaps won since this first level game because Oregon was fun. You could just spam the absolute fuck out of this thing and it would never die. Remember the scavenger from Call of the Dead where this perk
I think it was the first offensive rebound the entire game.
this perk like sign me up. Also, you get the actual flopping ability where you jump from a higher point to a lower point. You can double dive and explode all the nearby surroundings. So it has multiple uses. It's cheap and it makes any explosive weapon like a one weapon. So I think it's one of the best perks. Easily number 5 is where it should be. Coming in at number 4, we have Speed Polo, which is very simple, 3,000 points, and it allows you to reload your weapons faster, much faster. If you're surrounded by zombies, the last thing you want to have to do is reload an LMG without this perk, because it's especially helpful if you're having camping on, say, the catwalk of the reefs, and there are zombies just constantly sprinting towards you. It's very self-explanatory. It's like you're on cocaine, and you're just loading your guns really quickly, and it obviously helps you survive. So coming in at number 3, we have Double Tap 2, which is not only the same price as Double Tap 1, not only has the rate of fire increase, but it also outputs twice the amount of damage. So for every bullet you shoot out, it's increasing your damage by twice the amount.
Fucking blocked, kid.
Even if this perk was 4,000 instead of just 3,000, it would still be helpful. I actually think this perk might be a little bit overpowered. The only reason why I don't have it at number 2 is because eventually you're going to hit a point where it doesn't even matter how much damage it outputs. Up until you reach that point, it is easily one of those. Number 2, Windows Line, Black Ops 3 only White Ops. It's alright though, I forgive you because it's the second best one. Let's say you're surrounded by a horde of zombies and you're just looking with only White Ops. It doesn't matter how much damage it outputs.
Yeah, straight into the only Black Ops 3 perk that was introduced was Widow's Line.
Black Ops 3 only White Ops. It's alright though, I forgive you because it's the second best perk. Let's say you're surrounded by a horde of zombies and you're just looking out.
But here's green.
Saves your ass in any situation. You can also throw them like Semtex zombies. It doesn't do anything else. It just saves you in the worst of situations.
Bruh.
Number 1, what do you have to say? It's Jug. I mean, what else would it be? It's Jug. It's literally Jug. If you've ever played a game with zombies and you knew it was going to be number 1, it's easily the most valuable. With 0.000001% of people that don't know what Jug does, you go down in 4 hits instead of 2, which doesn't sound incredible on paper, but it is the best. I don't need to elaborate more. If you don't know what it is, I'll show you one. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Make us a good video. Also, go follow me on Twitter. You know that like 5% of you wants to follow me.
Bruh.
Allow that 5% of you to go follow me. Also, again, give me some.
And so this hand and this hand don't look like they are the top.
Anyways, I love you guys as always.
Which hand is going to win? I feel stupid when doing that. Every map worst to best.
Hello, how are you guys doing today? Hopefully fantastic. I'm Tim. I have been heavily anticipating this moment for a very long time.
We get copyright struck. I'm gonna give a channel delete from that few.
Every single Treyarch Zombies map, from worst to best, from World at War all the way to.
I want no Knicks tax.
But I'm very excited. I was bored, ready for this.
Years ago, I did this exact video excluding the 04 game I posted at the So, I'm going to be doing an updated version and reviewing some other maps that I used to rank in that updated video. So there's a lot more on the table here. And I've also realized since making that video that no matter how many times I stress that this is an opinion-based video, it will never be clear to 100% of the audience. So,
Yeah, when it's a bronze, you know that that team is bad. When it's a bronze logo.
we are not going to have the exact same list, especially with
I mean, Gold Arena, not bad, because it's one of the most popular stadiums in the world. Madison Square Garden.
based on a culmination of factors. It's very complex. It has a lot to do with gameplay, design.
design, story, aesthetic.
Why didn't they just give us like Dennis Smith Jr., a role player on NBA TV?
I'm sure you and I had a long discussion throughout, and we can swap a few of them, but I have a pretty good idea as to how I'm going to rank these. If you can leave a like on this video, that would be magnificent. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future content like this. We also have a link in the description to some posters that I think you'll really enjoy. Without further ado, make sure to get comfortable. This is going to be a lengthy one. Let's get into it. Coming in at the worst Trader Zombies map of all time, we have Bus Depot. It's not a surprise. All you have on this map is a mystery box. No perks, no power, no pack-a-punch. This is bare bones survival, and that's what this map was made for, is to test your ability to survive. But compared to every other zombie map, it just doesn't hold any weight. Again, I understand what they were going for here, but it's a very small fraction of one of the worst zombie maps of all time. I think by default, Bus Depot comes in dead last. I have no idea what this map. This is it. But otherwise, I would suggest playing any other map. Number 31, Transit, the worst zombie map of all time. Because Bus Depot is a small fraction of it, it was placed to switch things. I would say Transit gets hated on a bit too much, but most of it is justified. Transit is the worst design map ever for a number of reasons. Lava, fog, and denizen is
Diamond, pink, not too bad. Not bad at all, actually. Because 3 of those guys ended up winning MVPs. And pretty garbage. Now let's just go on to these guys and see which one is the worst. Not too bad, but they're worse season worse than me. That's Kobe and Shaq. Going to be a hard team to beat. Not too easy. Probably the easiest.
Hoping that it's not going to break in the meantime, but make your way all the way to town. And if that door isn't open at that point, you have to go all the way back, get another turbine, until the odds are stacked in your favor and you're back again into that. You have to build and of course your method of transportation is less of a safe haven and more hazard. It's inconsistent, unreliable, trapped in there, and often leads when you don't want to. There are so many reasons to avoid the bus and just stay in one part of the map. But speaking of parts of the map, most of them are completely irrelevant. And the one good part of this map, town, doesn't have a single weapon in it. And if that wasn't enough, you have the Victus characters battling on the whole thing. So this map has very few redeeming qualities. I don't feel as though all of the hate is deserved, but this is, without a doubt, objectively speaking, the worst design map of all time. Sure, I have memories in this map. Sure, you can have a fun time with friends in this map. It's so chaotic that it can be fun. But if I'm being real with myself and I'm being real with you, Transit is the worst map of all time. And like I said, if this was on next gen, it would be a completely different story. I'm very curious as to how they would.
But I'd love to see there be Hall of Fame fans, like the most well-known NBA fans. Then there'd be a lot of like famous people that happen to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. But the first fan that'd be inducted into the Hall of Fame would be Nav Bhatia, the Raptors super fan. And this man's a starter, by the way.
This is the better alternative to a fun survival map. Like Transit and like Bus Depot, the atmosphere isn't fantastic, but I would definitely say Farm is a step up from those maps. At your number 29 spot, we have Nocturne and Towing. Tim, how dare you? Hey, you know what? I'm just not allowing nostalgia to get the best of me. Alright, if I was, it would probably be higher, but I'm being totally objective about this. It's a bunker. That's what it was supposed to be. There was no concept for this map in the first half ever. It was the foundation for zombies. You can't expect much, but you also can't expect much, and that's why it's this low. There were different versions of this map. The Black Ops 1 version has the Thunder Gun, and also has a new pick a couple of other edition, and in the Black Ops 3, the Zombies Chronicles remaster, you have the Wonder Fizz machine, the Goblin Gun machine, but really what we're focusing on is that Walnut War version, that basic bare bones map. You're not going to get very far. It's a difficult Iron attempt. It's a scary map. I love the atmosphere. It did everything it was supposed to do, which was very little. And that's all I really have to say on the matter. It does hurt a bit to place it this low, but I got to be consistent. It is just as primitive as these other maps I've talked about thus far. We're right above it at the number 28 spot. We have a slightly better older brother, Garage, which does everything that Noct does, but with perks and with an electric grab. Spot weak does hurt a bit to place it this low, but I gotta be consistent. It is just as primitive as these other maps.
He thought that he was gonna get a good shot up, and then he was like,
Rah. Everything that Noct does, but with perks and with an electric grab. It is just as difficult, if not more, and it's just as scary, if not more. You still have no pack-a-punch machine, and you still lack a viable weapon. I honestly find Baruk to be one of the least player-friendly designs out there. There is not a single good training area. There isn't really a reliable camping area. There is no easy way to get to round 100. You have to claw and scratch your way up there. Of course, you have the Black Ops 1 remaster, which gave you a Hunter's Owl. Really not much of an upgrade there. You have the remaster of Black Ops 3, which gave you a Hunter's Machine and all of those perks. That's awesome. But I would say that if we're looking at World at War Baruk, it's one step above Doctrine Towing, literally because it is the second zombies map ever developed. The expectations were still very low. I still think Baruk is a decent map, but because of how anti-player it is and I would say it's one of the first maps by default. Coming in at your number 27 spot, we have Die Rise. For those of you who have been subscribed to this channel for a long time, you come to realize that this is my least favorite map. All right, I don't think it's the absolute worst, but it is nothing short of awful, especially in its design. Die Rise is a vertically inclined map. There's a lot more up and down.
like, you know, like this is like double chin easy. I'm like,
If you like the verticality of Die Rise,
my neck stretched out.
tend to be a problem to you. But if you're like me and you don't like the verticality in a zombies map, then all of the following issues bother you just as much as they bother me. The forefront is, of course, fall damage. Having to jump from several different ledges around the map, having to maneuver through elevator shafts and steep drops. Now, typically on a zombies map, the number one concern, the number one cause of death should be the zombies, right? Trying to kill you. But no, on Die Rise, the number one cause for concern is fall damage, which I find to be problematic. This isn't Jumping Simulator, this is zombies. And of course, there's the counter argument, get good, lol. Which I understand, you know what? That's completely fair. Sometimes I time my jump poorly and I pay the consequences. But let's be real, most of the time when people fall to their deaths, they're surrounded by a horde of zombies when they have no other choice but to frantically jump off and just miss it, falling to their death. Game over. After hours of playing a zombies map, who would have thought that the game would end by you falling off of it rather than the zombies seizing you? That's just my perspective on it. That's problem number one. Problem number two for me are the elevators. Those are where your essentials are at, your pack-a-punch machine and your machines, which are randomly generated, which does add an element of surprise and an element of fun. I do enjoy that, but for the most part, I do want to know where Jug is.
It's sad how, like, by Jordan's, like, after his first 3 rings, his first ring he was probably like, the most excited about, because he was like, yay, I just got a ring, I just won a title. The second ring was probably like, yay, just went back to back. His third was probably like, yay, you know, I'm used to this, it's happened twice, but still amazing that I just won my 3rd straight ring. I mean, life is good. They retired, you know, Hakeem was like, yeah, we got our first ring in, like, franchise history, I think. And then he won back-to-back, and he was like, hey, you know what, this might be the last chance we have of winning a ring. And then, you know, Jordan comes back, does that stuff. And then, you know, his 4th ring, he was probably like, I'm used to it, but it's still exciting. I mean, I just came back. Then it's like, 5th ring is more on the side of it. It's getting kind of boring, you know. Then my 6th ring is like, yay, I want a ring, I mean, I'm happy. Because now I have 6 finals MVPs, I mean, I hold the lead now. And I'm also just establishing myself as an all-time great even more.
That you despise, and that's just how it is. At your number 26 spot, we have Voyage of Despair.
Like, seriously. I feel like by Bill Russell's, like, third straight, he was like, yay! But then by his, like, fifth or something. Like, after his third, he was probably like, alright, this is getting kind of boring. By his eighth, he was like, can we just, like, guess some opponents? And he didn't win it, and then, like, by his 11th ring, he was on the lines of,
That's problem number one. Problem number two is the general design.
I'm good at basketball, let's go.
Distinguish different areas of the map. Here's how similar everything looks. Typically on a zombies map, there's this area, and then there's that area, and they're different. But on this map, everything sort of looks the same. On the inside of the ship, everything is sort of a clusterfuck, which is why I primarily train on the outside of the
Their
ship.
best player is a 74 overall. Our worst player, I think, is actually 92. I don't know. So, explain to me how this team is considered an all, like, a historic lineup? Like, did they make the playoffs? Like, shit, did they just, like, get a historic lineup for picking up a good pick in the draft? Okay, like, in my opinion, the historic Warriors lineup should be like when Rick Barry, like when they won a championship with him, or probably the most well-known one for historic lineup would be when they won 73 games. When they won more games than Jordan the Bull. However, that wouldn't be classified as a historic lineup compared to that year's Cavs because, well, just look at the 2016 finals and that'll tell you.
Storyline, but for gameplay, I'm out of there by round 2. Don't ever come back for the rest of the game. There's no reason. And really, that goes for the whole first half of the all. And there aren't many reasons to go to the war in this house. They sort of stretch themselves thin in terms of design, and they blended up Mob of the Dead and really didn't execute as well as they did. A moving pack-a-punch machine to me also felt unnecessary, and the Hell's Retriever, which used to be one of the most important parts of Mob of the Dead, is totally decentralized by equipment. When you obtain the Hell's Retriever, it takes up your equipment spot. You know what else takes up your equipment spot? Your Wraith Fires. The Wraith Fires do infinite damage. So Wraith Fires existing totally decentralize your will to go after the Hell's Retriever or the Hell's Redeemer. The Blunder Guy continues to be one of the better Wonder Weapons in zombies. Now, the new variant upgrade to the Napkin Guy, which is better. And what's also pretty good is the atmosphere. You're supposed to feel as if you're in hell, and I would say that it's portrayed nicely. The storyline is interesting and bears significance, but cannot top that original Mob of the Dead story for gangsters and Alcatraz. Mob of the Dead set a very high bar, and Blood of the Dead did not come with much of the design built.
You see, if Ben Simmons did that in real life, he'd just jump into the crowd, or he'd look at the crowd and just be like, ah, like he'd be freaking out with his Aussie-ass voice.
This map from the other World of War maps is the viability of survival. I realize in the World of War version it's completely glitched. There's a 24 zombie cap and you can get to essentially unlimited rounds, but really what you're working with.
I'm just curious, how would have the NBA changed if Kawhi never hit that shot?
Generally a more pleasant survival. The atmosphere is hit or miss.
Like, if Kawhi never hit the most well-known shot, the Kawhi shot, in Game 7 of the, like, Western Conference semifinals, or in the Eastern Conference semifinals, sorry, how would the NBA have changed? Like, there might have been even a different champion, like, you definitely would have seen, you might have seen the Sixers in the West, or in the Eastern Conference Finals. You might not have seen the Sixers in the finals, though. You might have seen the Bucks winning a championship, because Giannis I think the main reason why the Raptors even made it to the finals is because the fact that, like, Kawhi was able to strongly guard. He was able to really strongly guard Giannis, whereas Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, I don't think would have been able to guard Giannis as well. Like, you know, so I think that if that would have changed the whole NBA landscape, because then the Bucks might have been the defending champions, or maybe, just maybe, the Sixers. You never know. That was sick, bro. Like, just Jordan is sick.
It really strangles the player. And the weapons just aren't powerful enough to counteract that. I feel as though the player is too weak on this map, and the map is too imposing for the player. Some people really enjoy the challenge, and I do to a certain extent. But there are plenty of other maps that do all of what 5 does. But getting around the map can be difficult. The teleport is very
Look, he was about to go for a double pump.
Being one of the primary factors in this map, I personally find to be actually very good.
I feel like Ben Simmons is probably, like, Ben Simmons and Giannis are the two weirdest 6'8" and over players, or in this case, like 4/big men in the league. Like, they are both two of the fastest players. Like, Ben Simmons is one of the fastest players in the league. Giannis is one of the fastest, forwards in the league. But those two are two of the fastest in the league, and they're both, like, Simmons is 6'10", Giannis is 6'11". That is extremely surprising, how they're both that, like, good, or how they're both that fast. That's why I'm saying they're two of the most surprising forwards in the league.
But there are some major things that went wrong with this match. Number one, the boss zombies are overwhelming. You are totally overwhelmed the entire time you're playing this match after round 12. Between the Nosferatus and the regular zombies and the Catalyst zombies and the werewolves, there is far too much going on. There are too many things trying to kill you, and they're each irritating in their own way, and you have to adjust your play style in so many different ways in such short time as they're being thrown in the direction.
Jordan doesn't have 17 assists. He has 17 points.
Tuning forks in your own unique quest. The problem is the quests are not clear enough.
I don't think anybody in the game has 17 assists.
You're either Sherlock Holmes or you go to a YouTube tutorial to figure this out. I don't like that one. A lot of these quests to get the tuning forks involve finding specific objects around the map, which means you have to stare at the sides of the map trying to find that object.
Don't you just love those Reddit puns where you say it instead? I saw it on Reddit. I read it on Reddit. I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna go and
This is a map I actually hated for a while.
use the bathroom.
And although it's nowhere near the best, it's nowhere near the worst. At your number 21 spot, we have Nukes, one of the most irrelevant maps in terms of story, but in terms of gameplay, nothing short of fun. It is absolutely fun. Perks on this map are well rated, which adds an element.
Hello?
Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on who you are, the Pentagon feed was removed. I enjoyed his presence, but many people didn't. Every Zombies game has one map that everybody can hop on and have a fun and casual time. Classified is that of Blackout 4. There isn't much
I'm back.
It's pretty easy to understand and pretty easy to enjoy. It fixed a lot of the issues 5 had, like I said. The only unnecessary change I felt they made was Pack-a-Punch being at Area 51. If they kept the original Pack-a-Punch system, I could
Great job
protecting
the scenes, getting to the front.
This Easter egg is one of the most unique ones. It's every year Hydra makes around 50 cutscenes, which I think is a very nice reward for the Hydra. Classified as a good map, and it comes in at number 19. At your number 18 spot, we have Town, another segment of Transit. Why is it so far up? Well, that's because it's better. The only cancerous feature that Town carries on from Transit is we have 50 unlocks the cutscene, which I think is a very nice reward for those high round players. Classified as a good map, and it comes in at number 19. At your number 18 spot, we have Town, another segment of Transit. Why is it so far above? Well, that's because it's better. The only cancerous feature that Town carries on from Transit is the lava. Everything else is totally resolved. But with Pack-a-Punch machine, you have 6 different perks to choose from. You can actually do the 6 glitch to obtain all of them. You have the regular Mark II. You don't have a cancerous boss zombie slowing you down. This is the survival map for players to hop onto and have a fun time. It doesn't suffocate the player, but it also doesn't give you a lightning bolt to get to around 1 million if you want either. It is still very challenging. Also, you know where everything is. Nothing is randomly generated into the map. You know what you're getting with Town. It's fun, but also challenging. I do still have it fairly low on the list because of how primitive it is and because it doesn't really have a story arc behind it and it's an Easter egg. But other than that, Town is a great map. At your number 17 spot, we have Shangri-La. Notoriously one of the most challenging maps ever. But no matter who you are, whether you like challenge or not, you're still going to want to hop on Shangri-La. It has a lot more to offer than just challenge. Notorious still have it fairly low on the list because of how primitive it is and because it doesn't really have a story arc behind it and it's an Easter egg. But other than that, Town is a great map. At your number 17 spot, we have Shangri-La. Notoriously one of the most challenging maps ever. But no matter who you are, whether you like challenge or not, you're still going to want to hop on Shangri-La. It has a lot more to offer than just challenge.
What?
We're going in a few minutes. You coming?
No.
You want to go?
No, I'm okay.
Okay.
There is no other map that offers. You're trapped within the temples of the Himalayas upon a shore. The exotic wildlife really happens when the story from walking through east of the Transformer save the temples of the Himalayas. It is the most beautiful map aesthetically in Zombies. The atmosphere, the setting, the vibe that Shangri-La offers. There is no other map that offers. You're trapped within the temples of the Himalayas. The exotic wildlife really captivates the player. The story of Brock and Hill's Easter egg that ties along with that, saving the 2 British explorers from their demise, is awesome. Especially in the Eclipse mode. I thought that was a really cool feature. You have one of the best wonder weapons of all time, the 3179 JGB-215, aka the baby gun. But like I said, it is one of the
That's Tim Hardaway. That was Penny Hardaway, and I was like, wait a minute. No, that's just his non-existent brother with the same last name.
There isn't a training area on this map. Spacing is a nightmare. You can sort of kind of train where you see I am right now, but it's next to impossible. I'm an advocate for challenge, not ridiculous challenge. This map is ridiculously difficult. You can sort of kind of work things out in Black Ops 1 version of the Tree of the Lightning Valley, but in Black Ops 3, you cannot see that's Black Ops 3 zombies on steroids. That made things infinitely harder. There just isn't anywhere to turn on this map. Your highest hopes are to do a full map trade. Just keep moving and hope to God that you have enough ammo to get through the map. And of course, I haven't mentioned the boss zombies yet. The monkeys, the napalms, the shriekers, each of which are irritating and but can be taken advantage of. The monkeys can be used to miss drops, the shriekers can disable zombies, and the napalm, when exploded, can actually be tempted to bring fire. These boss zombies can be taken advantage of, but they spawn in large quantities and are a nuisance to say the least. I hate having to worry about my drop being stolen every single round by a monkey. Pack-a-punching on this map solo is no problem at all, but with multiple people it can be difficult because you all have to simultaneously step on more debilitating Stone, Shangri-La was one of the most hated maps of all time when it was released. It grew on people, but I still don't think it is at the top of this list. I did a lot of thinking about it.
Okay.
I just think this map is a little too anti-player, but I still think it is a very good map, especially in terms of the story and atmosphere. Coming in at number 16, we have Tog Der Token, Call of the Dead Remake. Since this is the final Ether Zombies map, the ending and the Easter egg, the character development, all perfect, Call of the Dead, and I just think this map is a little too anti-player, but I still think it is a very good map, especially in terms of the story and atmosphere. Coming in at number 16, we have Tog Der Token, Call of the Dead Remake. Since this is the final Ether Zombies map, the ending and the Easter egg and character development all profound. This map took us back to the Tunguska River with a different atmosphere. Call of the Dead was completely iced over. This map has a beautiful sunset. The ice is melting down further, so it feels and looks a lot different, which I give them credit for. Like every Black Ops 4 remaster, it took the old map, scrapped some of the parts, and added a lot more, increased the size of the map, and made things more complex than they were before. For better or worse, obvious reasons they poached George Romero and the celebrity cast from this map and replaced them with Victus, which had to be done, but at the same time I really did enjoy the uniqueness of Call of the Dead possessing this map. One of the biggest problems I had with this map was how predictable it was. I knew all of the changes they were going to make before they made them, and really did enjoy more complex than they were before. For better or worse, obvious reasons they poached George Romero and the celebrity cast from this map and replaced them with Victus, which had to be done, but at the same time I really did enjoy the uniqueness of Call of the Dead with that celebrity cast. One of the biggest problems I had with this map was how predictable it was. I knew all of the changes they were going to make before they made them. It sort of followed the exact same rubric as every Black Ops 4 remaster. Like Blood of the Dead, they took a map, scrambled it up. It feels similar, but it really isn't. I'm a big fan of Call of the Dead. Tog Der Token is similar enough for me to enjoy it this much, but I do acknowledge that there are some issues. And hey, this map just came out. Perhaps will change my mind. In the future, I would maybe put it lower or higher on the list. They did do a pretty good job with this map. I love the concept of Golden Pack-a-Punch. It eliminates one or two or many issues of the upgrades at the time. The Golden Pack-a-Punch machine is a one-punch with Call of the Dead. Tog Der Token is similar enough for me to enjoy it this much, but I do acknowledge that there are some issues. And hey, this map just came out. Perhaps will change my mind. In the future, I would maybe put it lower or higher on the list. They did do a pretty good job with this map. I love the concept of Golden Pack-a-Punch. It eliminates one or two, of course, many issues having to upgrade several times. The Golden Pack-a-Punch machine is a one-punch go, like it used to be. My biggest complaint with this map is the one direction variety. All of the Dead competitors we are playing with the Scavenger. Both statistically rounds,
And it's over. And it's
this
close.
map we
There's
have
the
the
two-guard
Thunder
strike.
Gun. The Thunder Gun, which is the gun that goes prior to turning in, which is actually a lot worse than the Thunder Gun. Then you have the Wonder Wall, which is one punch. My biggest complaint with this map is the one direction variety.
Yeah. Oh, it was the pen that fell. This thing that was horrible.
Which is actually a lot worse than the gun. Then you have the Wonder Wall with a scope. Original. This is the end of the zombie storyline, and I really thought the ending was profound. But if you want to get on the story and the Easter egg details, Alpha it's bad by the implementation. We have another ending in Revelations. At the time, this map was around its ending and its unoriginality in design. The map, of course, took different aspects of other zombies maps in the past and blended it up into a nostalgic web tree. Locations on this map are Spawn and inside the Apothecary where the Pack-a-Punch machine is. Everything else is unoriginal. Once you creamed yourself and the wet dream was over, you realized that there was not much subsequent nostalgic wet dream. The only two original locations on this map, the map, of course, took different aspects of other zombie maps in the past and blended it up into one nostalgic wet dream. The only two original locations on this map are Spawn and inside the Apothecary where the Pack-a-Punch machine is. Everything else is unoriginal. And once you creamed yourself and the wet dream was over, you realized that there was not much substance to the map after all. It was all just nostalgia. The Easter egg wasn't too fantastic either. But looking back on it now, I would raise this map up further on the list. It isn't the biggest deal in the world how unoriginal this map is because it flows very well. It is very, well put together. Color scheme is fantastic. The vibe is pretty good. Though it isn't perfect, this map is a unit and it knows its place. It's a fun, easy, overpowered map. You have some of the most overpowered weapons in Zombies history. You have the Dragon Shield, the Ragnarok, the Iron, the Thunder Gun, the Impossible Servant. You do have the Marvelous and the Panzer to slow you down, but let's be honest, with this arsenal of weapons, you won't slow down much. The map was certainly disappointing at first, but I think now, years removed, you look back on it and think fondly of it. I think you can finish it. It did some things wrong, it did some things right. Let's move on. Coming in at number 14, we have Mirror, the best, biggest map on the market. Without a doubt, one of the best maps. It does have its flaws, though. I'm going to go over a few flaws it has before I go over any good qualities of the map. Banking system is flawed. This map in particular, I realize it's a VO2 issue at large, but it can be exploited the most on this map. You can get totally set up on round one. That's one of the biggest issues with this map. That combined with an arsenal of overpowered weapons, this map is mind-numbingly easy. You can sit in the jug corridor with a subsurface residence by chopper, don't even have to move, or you can sit on top of bank with overpowered weapons. Realize it's a VO2 issue at large, but it can be exploited the most on this map. You can get totally set up on round one. That's one of the biggest issues with this map. That combined with an arsenal of overpowered weapons, this map is mind-numbingly easy. You can sit in the jug corridor with a subsurface resonator and a head chopper, don't even have to move, or you can sit on top of the bank with vulture raid and the paralyzer, water weapon, and not have to move. Paralyzer just isn't enough challenge on this map. While these features do make buried extraordinarily easy, it also makes it a great map. This map innovated quite a bit and introduced many new play styles.
I'm wondering what this Warriors team did that made them a historic Warriors team. I feel like it's something good that they did, like, you know, did really good. Like, they had a first seed with this crappy ass team, didn't win the finals, or like, no, I feel like the thing that they did, this team, I feel like the thing that this team did that made them historic was they were an 8th seed and they beat a first seed in 7 with like a last second point, and then got swept in the second round by the 4 seed.
Easter egg of all time, in my opinion. It is a boot out the punch. Had Barry not had some glaring issues, I would have placed it higher on the list, but it does, and I think number 14 is appropriate. Actually, number 13 spot, we have Moon, one of the most controversial maps out there. It does have many issues, but it also has many great qualities. It has the best Easter egg of all time, in my opinion. It is a grand finale to Black Ops 1.
My neck is
The
stuck.
RNG, having to wait for Excavator Prime, it can be a pain in the ass, but if you get past that, the storyline is nothing short of remarkable. Blowing up the Earth and causing the events in Black Ops 2, what a way to end the game. Rick Toppin and Samantha swap souls, you get all the perks, and the zombies' eye color changes to blue. I think it's the most impactful and profound Easter egg of all time. I really wanted to place Moon higher on this list, but there are too many issues in this list.
I didn't think that was going in. It was like contested.
First and foremost, Jug and Speed Coma are on Earth in the Area 51. You have to return there every time you need one of the two perks, and they alternate. So let's say you go down, you lose Jug. You have to go to Earth, go back to the Moon, and then go back to Earth to get Jug because they alternate. And usually it's not even because you go down, it's because you bump into the Cosmonaut who headbutts you and steals one of your perks. It proves to be one of the worst bosses in COD Zombies. Silently lurks around the map, grabs you, has his way with you, and steals your belongings. The excavators are essential to the Easter egg, but once you complete it, or if you choose not to even do it, the excavators are just a pain in the ass. You have to constantly go back to spawn, which is a hike. This is a massive map. You have to deactivate it every time you go. The anti-gravity is a pain in the ass as well. The VO3 remaster, I felt as though that issue was resolved, as well as the atmosphere and the aesthetic of the map. In the VO1 version, my god, everything's gray. Everything is bland and soulless. But in the VO3 remaster, it worked a lot better. In fact, the biodome on the Black Ops 3 version, seriously a beautiful segment of the map. You can tell that that is what they were going for, but couldn't in last gen. So it does have its issues, but it has many minor inconveniences that stack up and make it make.
I wouldn't say that DeAndre Jordan was a very good putback player.
Good things as well. The one weapon variety, the QEDs, the So we have the hacker, which does a multitude of things. You can open up doors cheaper. You can manipulate the
I'm just curious who currently holds the record for the oldest player to win MVP.
But in the same breath, it allows a lot more training space and viability.
Like,
And a map in outer space.
was there a 40-year-old who won
I
MVP?
feel as though the pros outweigh the cons, but there are many cons. And the Black Ops 3 remaster is definitely better. They're not drastic.
I've always been curious about that. Did a player win an MVP at like an old age?
People hated it. It was frowned upon. Nobody liked it. But like most jungle maps, I've noticed, it grew on us. People enjoy it more than ever. The design.
Another youngest MVP, because like the youngest MVP gets to spawn in the Hall of Fame for being, or has earned his spot in the Hall of Fame because he was the youngest, which meant naturally that he had the most potential of any player in league history. If you won an MVP at the age of 20 to 21, that would be amazing. Like, it is a very impressive thing to win the MVP that young. Which, pretty much, if you win an MVP at the same age that Derrick Rose was, that proves your potential. Because Derrick Rose showed off his potential. However, his potential worked, but not too much.
It has a pretty good Easter egg, a pretty simple one. In fact, most of the Easter egg is just setting up on the map normally. Storyline is fantastic as well. The design is...
Alright, we're gonna open up one KD pack. Please give me something good.
It is very annoying and inconsistent, but there is a lot to be done with it. I thought the spiders were a great addition, and the boss spider rewards you nicely. It's of course very important for the Easter egg to kill it, but it also gives you.
It's amazing how I got a fucking
Thrashers
coach.
are one of the worst bosses in zombies. If you look for Thrashers, all I see is an improved map. They don't reward you for killing them. They just sort of exist.
I don't care about no Warriors jerseys.
It's just a nightmare. I hate the Thrashers. But like I said, the spiders are great.
Nobody wants LeBron 60. Actually, that's a lie. I would love LeBron 16s and Jordan 3s. Like, screw that. Just for that, I'm quick selling my Paul Pierce. I just realized that he's in a starting lineup. Oh, I regret that strongly. I was about to sell. Joking, no.
I think it's a good map, but
Are Penny Hardaway or Grant Hill in my starting lineup? Well, I just need a random player. I'll put in Jason Williams because he's a reward. Donovan Mitchell isn't on my starting lineup. He's good. He's a moment of the week and he is useless to me, so let's quick sell him because he's worth it. Penny Hardaway and Grant Hill can get sold. I feel like I could have easily sold that guy. Alright, Thiago Splitter. I don't even know why I still have him. Like, he is useless.
Isn't a trap that deals infinite damage to LBR either. You can't obtain the Wonder Weapon every time you kill George, but eventually you're going to run out of ammo to kill George with. So there just isn't enough firepower on the
I'm just quick selling to get coins, honestly.
But aside from the high rounds, which is
Well, I do need about 600.
I love the cold, snowy atmosphere. I love the location.
I need 9 more coins.
The design isn't your average cookie-cutter map. The capsize.
We can, like, quick sell this.
A lot of ground in between. It's a fairly big map. There is a lot
I know that I just sold a lot to do that, and probably get nothing, but I'm an addict.
But it hasn't been a major issue for me. And a lot of people complain about Jug being far
Yeah.
from spawn. How many doors you have to
Devontae Graham.
Honestly, I like that challenge. I love trying to get to the other side of the
I have the max amount of contracts. I have the max amount of bronze contracts you can have.
Research with the celebrity cast of Michael Rooker, Danny Trejo,
You're getting sold, bro.
England. The director, of course, being George Romero, the boss zombie on the map as well. George Romero.
I honestly, I'm gonna
is
grind.
Throughout the entire game, I get
Like,
that, but he rewards you handsomely for killing. He constantly follows you, shuffles around the map, battling on about what if.
Thanks to you, Ology gave back $2.5 billion to Ontario last year.
I get it, he's an NPS, but if you grab a scavenger or any powerful weapon and take him down, he gives you a death machine drop and he gives you a free bird, a wonder wall if you complete the Easter egg, which does help a lot with the deficient mobile weapons on this map. So aside from the high rounds and the fog, I suppose, everything else was perfect, and I will call it. As we crack the top 10, we have Ascension. Personally, I like to go more, but Ascension's design is more sound. This map was ported straight from the campaign like 5, but unlike 5, has good spacing and has genuine training areas. It has a viable wonder weapon in the Thunder Gun. You also have the introduction of Matryoshka dolls and Gersh devices. Stamina was introduced, PhD Flopper was introduced, the Lunar Landers were introduced, a lot of new things.
I just don't want to be seeing those stupid, like, one token things from the vault anymore. Like, I want to get packs. I want to get packs and, like, good cards. I want to just see me pull Opal Vince or, like, Pink Diamond LeBron from getting one of the All-Star packs from the vault, and then I just send them to my friend. I just send my friend the photo, and then he's like, I'm gonna rape you in the left ass cheek. He would say something like that. Like, he would threaten me. Wait. Oh, thank God. That's his defense. Like, he has A pluses on offense because he's one of the best players, or he is the GOAT.
Right above it at number 9, we have Kino Der Toten, Theater of the Dead. He was my first. It's the most iconic, it's the most nostalgic, it's the most.
Look at this though, he has like.
Considering that. It is a very well put together map. Like Ascension, you have a lot of good spacing, a lot of good training areas.
So he has the best all-around attacking stats, and then in everything except for paint, he has an A+. Paint, he has an A.
Record setter, this map welcomes all, and it punches you in the face with a very eerie atmosphere. You sort of look around the map and think of what once was. It used to be well and alive. People would sit down and watch movies, but now you see rubble everywhere. You see no crawlers crawling through the ceiling. You see zombies tearing through the barriers. It's just a very spooky atmosphere that hasn't been matched by many maps. This is the epitome of classic zombies. It does everything pretty well. It doesn't do one thing in particular.
Bruh.
I believe this map is slightly overrated. People hold this map to a very high regard.
A 4 who can't even stretch is somehow hitting the 3.
It does have very good quality that a good zombies map should have. Coming in at number 8, we have 9 from Black Ops 4. See, it's a pretty big jump from Kino to this map, but this is such a beautiful map for so many reasons. Say what you want about the Black Ops 4 engine, this was one of the gems that came out of the open. This map, more than any other map, is a performance. You spawn in the Coliseum as one of the contestants trying to give the audience a show with killing the zombies. You're either rewarded by the audience or mistreated by the audience, depending on how you are performing. And when it comes to atmosphere, you have a wide variety of them. You spawn in the Roman Coliseum, that's of course where this takes place. So you have 4 branched off areas, each with their own god statue and their dedicated.
I didn't know this, that not 9 in Call of Duty Black Ops 4 is based in the Roman Coliseum.
You're either rewarded by the audience or mistreated by the audience, depending on how you are performing. When it comes to atmosphere, there's a wide variety of them. You spawn in the Roman Coliseum, that's of course where this takes place. So you have 4 branched off areas, each with their own god statue and their dedicated area. You have the Temple of Ra, you have the Temple of Danu, you have the Temple of Zeus, and the Temple of Odin. It covers a variety of mythologies, and below all of this you have giant underlayer. And on the bottom layer, you have a central temple where Pack-a-Punch is. Everything ties in beautifully. It's a very simple and straightforward design, but it's so intricate and so well put together, and it flows beautifully. Summoning and beheading the 4 champions to get the Pack-a-Punch is one of the coolest processes to do it. I love the Circuit's Kiss. I think it's one of the more unique wonder weapons. Though I'm not the biggest fan of the Chaos storyline, the Easter egg was one of the 2 tolerable ones in this game. My only complaint with this map is the overwhelming amount of boss zombies. Again, that's the Black Ops 4 issue. You have the tigers, you have the gladiators, you have the other gladiators, you have the Blight Fathers, the Catalyst Zombies. There is a lot of big growing. You have to adjust your play style.
Like, pretty much I just can't let them score, which is very hard to do.
Otherwise, though, you have a lot of good spacing.
Is to not let a team score. I mean, I've done it before where I've been down by 10 or even 11.
This atmosphere is remarkable. It is a perfect blend of fiction and non-fiction. History and dragons fire the blood of people. It is gut-wrenching. I love the story.
What?
I don't like the Easter egg, though. Really, it's a list of miscellaneous tasks that didn't have to be done in order for someone to give you the power core. She had it all wrong. It's sort of just one giant middle finger.
This is like how normal people pour pop, right? This is how 5-minute crafts pours pop.
I don't love high round on this map. Ray Gun Mark III is phenomenal. It's seriously one of the more unique wonder weapons as well, but it doesn't carry you very far. It sort of slowly drops off in the higher rounds. It's better for camping than it is for training, and those valves...
Now I have pop all over my legs.
They block entrances. They're so large and they're so irritating. They shock you constantly from behind you, and they're very far out of the way at times. Where
Like, bro.
still shocking you.
5-minute crafts pouring soda. They put the bottle, like, up here, and they put the glass, like, way down here. Like, bro, just pour it on.
Goron Proby has very few negative qualities. This map really gets your adrenaline pumping. From the cutscene to the cinematics to the music. Goron Proby is an easy top 10. At your number 6 spot, we have Ancient Evil. In my opinion, the best Black Ops 4 map. It is a lot like the Rise of Direct, with 4 elemental weapons. In this case, gauntlets, each based on a god. The map takes place in the fictional city of Delphi, containing lots of Greek mythology. The bosses, wonder weapons, statues, the Pegasus flying around the map aiding you. The map has a profound historical atmosphere and has a very good Easter egg with a very good ending as far as chaos goes. It has a pretty good design, I have no complaints there. The gauntlets really aren't too difficult to craft with very new friendly perks.
Give me this.
I like the forearms, monsters. There is so much mythology behind it. Birds, for example. I just love most of it. But otherwise, I can say confidently that at your number 5 spot, we have Doris and the Giant so far ahead of the other war maps, is it really that much of an improvement? Yes. Doris was a revolution. This changed zombies exponentially. Pack-a-Punch merely was the reason for that. The Pack-a-Punch really increased quite a bit, giving you a genuine shot at a high round. This makes players want to play a lot more, and the design of Doris is beautiful. It's simple, it's primitive, like the other.
This pisses me off when this happens. It's gonna keep up going. There we go. That's like the only issue about my setup is that right when that, like right when my face cam drops, it's not good. Ooh.
This map has not a single flaw. It's not too easy.
Bro, that's like when you go to the store and the hoops have the cap on them. That's exactly what just happened. Like, the ball literally bounces to the point where it should be in the net.
At your number 4 spot, we have Shadows of Evil. Where to begin with this masterpiece? This is a slept-on map. People don't give this map the recognition it deserves. Well, at least not in the beginning. Now people seem to realize how good it is. In the fiction of Bright Light York City, with our 4 sinners as characters, Floyd Campbell, Jack Vincent, Nero Blackstone, and Jessica Rose. With the H.P. Lovecraft lore, with the Marcos, Parasites, Shadow Man, Easter egg story, nothing about this map is underwhelming. Everything is fulfilling. It blended together so many elements that you didn't think would work, but did. With H.P. Lovecraft, with the zombies, with the city light. The fact that they made it all work is beyond me, and the design is beautiful. This is the best executed design I've ever seen. And it's pretty straightforward too. You have the central district, and then you have 3 branching ones, each character dedicated to one of those districts. Performing all the rituals and setting up on this map is tedious, I'll concede, but I don't find it to be that irritating. In fact, I sort of have a fun time. I'm sort of captivated by the movie. And though many people find Beast Mode tedious, I liked it. I think it was interesting. It made setting up the map feel non-linear. Being in Beast Mode gives you a multitude of different abilities rather than just electrocuting power switches. I understand not everybody is in love with the concept of this map. It feels very otherworldly and not a ton like zombies, especially when your primary wonder weapons are the Apothicon Sword, the Apothicon Servant, and the Arnie. But they're some of the best wonder weapons ever, and if you're anything like me, this atmosphere does nothing but captivate you rather than turn you away. This map is massive, it's innovative, it does everything properly in terms of story. Really, the only minor flaws to this map is setting up on this map. It can be tedious, but really, I've never seen a map pay attention to detail more than this one. There are so many side Easter eggs in this map as well that many people don't even know about. Treyarch made a map from scratch with new characters and a new concept that felt nothing like the previous Ultimates or Grimace maps. And not only made it work and meet our expectations, but exceed them and become one of the best maps.
How well do you know your insurance policy? Do you have the right coverage?
Bro, a step back through with MJ would be nasty. Considering the fact that it doesn't happen much, like, I feel like there should be a best game for every player based purely off of, like, not points or assists or whatever they are the worst at.
I think they're a little bit better, but Shadows.
So a huge example, if you're talking Kobe, he's not good at passing. Somebody should make a video based off of Kobe's best game with assists, or he's not known for passing, he's known for being a ball hawk. So to prove that he can pass and that he's good at passing, show clips from his career high in assists game, which I believe is 17, which is more than a lot of people. If it's a player like Steve Nash, who's not as known for, or John Stockton, who's not as known for scoring, he's more known for passing, then show his highest scoring game, his career high in points. If it's like Isaiah Thomas, and I mean the new Isaiah Thomas, not the old one. The new one is in, you know, whatever his name is. Like Isaiah Thomas, who's known for not being a good defender is what I was trying to say. Or Nate Robinson, like one of those two short players that were really good, that were surprising. Show their best game on defense, or that would be more of a James Harden thing on overall defense, but like show their best games with blocking. Show Nate Robinson full on stuffing the fuck out of Yao Ming. So Isaiah Thomas blocking Taco Fall. Don't think that's likely to happen right now, but
I love this map so much. It's at number 3 and not at number 1 because
you know,
somehow
if a player isn't known for shooting threes, show their best 3-point scoring games. Or Ben Simmons, show him actually hitting his first career three.
Right off the bat, I will say Origins is a handful, especially on solo. Setting up on Origins takes a long time. It's not necessarily the most difficult thing, but my God, you will be sitting in front of your screen for an hour and a half before you comfortably high round. It can definitely be overwhelming, especially for beginners. But Origins does everything else.
No, a big one is Dirk Nowitzki. Because he's not known for dunking, he is one of the best shooting centers or big 7-footers in the league. But he has never been known for being a dunker. You know, just show him, you know, dunking. Pretty sure he dunked in his last game, which is weird to see a player who is known for not even being able to
I
dunk,
played this map yesterday.
or who's known as an unathletic center, dunking.
You know you're on a mission, and even if you didn't know what it was at the time, you know shit was real on this map. And the premise characters on this map are so
Fuck.
Rick Tucker in particular is genuinely scary. Like any good zombies map, it pays high attention to the detail. The design is beautiful. Everything flows very well. You have the 6 generators to activate the totality of power. It's really interesting how Treyarch put us in the World War I trenches. It's really good to get a history lesson with that as well. I really love the parallel between the Great War, World War I, and the Ancient War. Yes, you have to work for what you get on this map, but once you get them, oh my god. I mean, you have those 4 ultimate stats, you have the Iron Fist, you have a Wonder Fizz machine with many perks in it, Maxis Drone. There is just so much to work with on this map. I don't see an argument for Origins not being in the top 5, objectively speaking. It's really hard to put into words how magnificent this map truly is. Really trying to find the words. Despite the extraneous setup process on Origins, noobs can hop on this map and pack a punch and turn on the generators without much of an issue. You can still have a fun time in this map regardless. I could go on and on all day about this map. There's too many things to even cover. I think it belongs to number 2. And that brings us to our number 1 spot. Ladies and gentlemen, the best zombies map of all time, in my opinion, is Mob of the Dead. What do I say? Oh, it's perfect. Hey guys, Tim here. Welcome back to the evolution of COD Zombies, part 2. Sort of, not really. If you haven't seen that video, definitely check that out. After this, alright, you don't gotta click off, you're already here. May as well enjoy this video first, but then go watch that because you'll understand this. In that video, I played every single Treyarch Zombies map chronologically. And the challenge to tag along with that video was every time I got hit by a zombie, I had to switch to the next map. It was a very interesting video. I happened to get to round 15 on Ascension, which was my highest. My lowest was on 9, with a prompt round 0. This video is going to be very similar to that one. I am going to be doing the 1-box challenge on every single Zombies map. If you don't know what the 1-box challenge is, it's pretty self-explanatory. I'm allowed to spin the box once, and that is it. Whatever I get is what I get, no returns. And there are quite a few rules that I am choosing to implement into this. You don't have to. Rule number 1, no Coca-Cola. Rule number 2, no gobblegum or elixir.
Bro, his hand was stretched back.
Any sort, guns, grenades, whatever it is. Bowie knives, don't care. And no double pack of punch. I'm allowed to spin the box once, and that is it. Whatever I get is what I get, no returns. And there are quite a few rules that I am choosing to implement into this. You don't have to. Rule number 1, no Coca-Cola. Rule number 2, no gobblegum or elixir. Rule number 3, no wall weapons of any sort. Guns, grenades, whatever it is. Bowie knives, don't care. And no double pack of punch.
Bro, it would have been sad if he blocked it and then it went up into the net.
As possible, and I want to make it about me and my skills.
Bro, Magic swats me in there. I'm like, bitch, you can't swat me without me swatting you. Well, at least one of their players.
Don't skip. Alright, don't skip to get to the surprise.
Because, like,
You'll just ruin it. And obviously, with a video of this length, I don't expect everyone to stay through the whole thing. If you like, this is going to be hell. Fun hell, but hell. I'm pretty sure I covered all the rules. If there is something down the line, I will address it when we cross that bridge. For now, we're going to start off with World at War Nocturne Totem Course and Shed. Here we are. I am very excited to see which gun we get. We can't purchase any wall guns. Alright, we can't get any perks. I know there are none anyways, but can't do that.
to even get a full-on SWAT, your guy actually needs
Rest in peace, Mule Kick.
who,
That's about buckets. Get it? Now, we're going to start off with World at War Nocturne Totem Course. Get it. Here we are. I am very excited to see which gun we get. We can't purchase any wall guns. Alright, we can't get any perks. I know there are none.
I think to actually get a SWAT where you actually like, block it deep out of bounds like that, you need to be running.
Rest in peace, Mule Kick. But, hello, that's about buckets. A bucket that moves. That I didn't know moved. The one-hit challenge in the other video was far more difficult. This is going to be, I already know it, and therefore, this is going to be a lot longer since I'll be able to survive longer. So really, all we're looking to do here is open up this door, spin the box, grab what we get, and survive. That's really it. Hopefully we don't get any sneakers, alright? You know, zombies that sneak up on you. I didn't mean shoes. I was contemplating on dialing down the game music and putting in my own, but I figured that would take... Therefore, this is going to be a lot longer since I'll be able to survive longer. So really, all we're looking to do here is open up this door, spin the box, grab what we get, and survive. That's really it. Hopefully we don't get any sneakers, alright? You know, zombies that sneak up on you. I didn't mean shoes. I was contemplating on dialing down the game music.
Yeah, Magic, you can't swat Michael Jordan without getting swatted yourself.
I want this to be the pure gameplay and just Interesting. All right, we got 2 grand, a couple of zombies, no ammo. I think we know what time it is then. It is time for fate to be sealed. Give me something at least half decent. That's all I ask. A sawed-off double barrel. You know what? Not bad. You guys remember when rebuilding barriers was actually useful? The reason why I'm limiting myself so much is because I want to see how good sawed-off double ammo. I think we know what time
Yeah,
it is
rebuilding
then.
barriers
Time
being
for
useful in
fate to
Call
be
of Duty.
sealed.
I remember when rebuilding barriers used to be useful in Call of Duty, and it used to be like 2 times more useful. Because what would happen is you could rebuild and then you could constantly just hold square and the zombies would just either bleed out or they would just be going at it for like a while, so you could kill them a lot easier. I think the main thing was they were bleeding out.
That's the challenge. This video, you guys remember when rebuilding barriers was actually useful? The reason why I'm limiting myself so much is because I want to see how good I do. Also, I tend to do very maps that I least expect, and I tend to do very poorly on maps that I actually enjoy. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, it might be a little bit boring to see gameplay of the same exact weapon throughout the entire game, but hey, that's the challenge. This video is going to be an absolute behemoth, so if you sit through even 50% of this, you're a legend. And I love you. Genuinely love you. Oh god, I'm getting surrounded. See, what I like about the World at War zombies is they give you a chance. You know, if they surround you, you have to stop moving for them to start actually hitting you. It's actually pretty cool. Alright, here's something I just thought of. What if I run out of ammo? Alright? I mean, I guess technically this is a wall gun, but I can't buy the ammo off of the wall because that's against the rules. So I guess when I run out of ammo, I'm just out. I mean, I do have my starting pistol as well, but that's not going to do much. You know what? Perhaps I should have left this door closed, went up through the stairs, and had to get my start bow. Alright? I mean, I guess technically this is a wall gun, but I can't buy the ammo off the wall.
Wait, magic can hit 3s?
So I guess when I run out of ammo, I'm just out. I mean, I do have my starting pistol as well, but that's not very much. You know what? Perhaps I should have left this door closed.
Didn't notice that was the last shot.
Training area in there, but you know what? I'm not really positive it matters. World of War does have some very powerful shotguns, which is something I appreciate. A lot of the newer Call of Duty, well, I guess the newer Call of Duty shotguns are also pretty good, but, and I'm screwed. Yep. Okay. Round 7. Honestly, not terrible. That wasn't even because of the shotgun. And now we're going to Here we are. We're on the good side as well. Good luck. I forgot. Do you actually get points for it? No, you didn't. I can turn on the power. I can spin the box once. I can't grab any of these perks. Ooh, traps is also something to consider. Am I allowed to purchase traps? I'm going to go and say no. I'm not going to be able to purchase traps. You can do it differently if you want. It's totally up to you if you're choosing to do this challenge of your own. Me, no. I'm not going to do that. Oh, there he is. Look at him. Match.
Oh, I didn't realize I had 15 tokens.
Take care of you.
I'm gonna go and buy a pack. Pack addiction is not a good thing. Don't be like me.
It's also going to be pretty interesting to see if I even get to the box on some maps, because on some maps, it's a fucking hike, man. And only having a starting pistol in the meantime, that's going to be tricky. Yeah, that's my last grenade.
Devin Harris. I think I've got him 5 times.
I'm glitching into these zombies. I'm definitely not going to have enough to open up everything. Oh, but I will. Never mind. I underestimated myself. Power, and we got an MG42. This is easily one of my favorite guns in World War and in zombies. I really, really like this gun. This is the type of video you should play in the background of you doing something, or if you're on a road trip, or if you just happen to be at home and have any plans. I love these types of videos. Not only making them, but watching them as well. And it's honestly an honor to have the platform to do this.
This guy actually is saying truth, like, you know?
You should play in the background of you doing something, or if you're on a road trip, or if you just happen to be at home, don't have any plans. I love these types of videos. Not only making them, but watching them as well. And it's honestly an honor.
Like, this guy says do it in the background of doing something, well, I'm doing it in the background of streaming, so.
At that rate, when we hit the 04, probably be in the 40s. So we already got round 7 with Knocker and Tone. We got a rating out here. So it's not home, don't got any plans. I love these types of videos. Not only making them, but watching them as well. And it's honestly an honor to have the platform to do this. I'm going to try to improve on every map by at least 1 round. At that rate, when we hit the 04, probably be in the 40s. We already got round 7 with Nakamura. If we get round 8 on here, and 9 on Chino, and so on and so forth, we can get pretty high. I don't know, should I be camping? I mean, I should because I have an LMG, right? But, you know, training will obviously prolong our survival. Then again, on Varuk, there aren't many good training areas. Certainly at some point, as you can see, I'm going to get overrun. So yeah, I don't think I have that much of a choice. What a lot of people don't know about this room is that this is what I like to call the John Banana room, because this is the room where John Banana died in, one of the 4 Marines on this map.
See, this is a fact that I never knew, because I play a lot of zombies, or I used to, when it was like my favorite thing.
Certainly at some point, as you can see, I'm going to get overrun. So yeah, I don't think I have much of a choice. So a lot of people don't know about this room is that this is what I like to call the John Banana room, because this is the room where John Banana died in, one of the 4 Marines on this map. Kill you, please stop coming. Please, just let a nibble live. Oh god, I'm getting hit. I'm so slow with this. Oh yeah, I have a pistol I can play with. This room is just absolutely. He is sprinting! Holy shit, ladies and gentlemen. Well, because round 8, hey, we did improve by 1 round, like I said we should. Now I know what I mean when people say Varuk sprinters. I never really understood that.
I never understood that term.
Oh, I'm getting hit. I'm so slow with this. Oh yeah, I have a pistol I can run with. This room is just absolutely. He is sprinting!
Oh, nice. Got an email from StockX.
Because round 8, hey.
Personal welcome from Josh. So on behalf of StockX, I want to thank you for registering for StockX. After you guys questions, supports, feel free to first check out FAQ. So it's just an ad thing.
Hey, we did improve by 1 round, like I said we should. Now I know what I mean when people say Varuk sprinters. I never really understood that. I never really got into World at War Varuk. Now I understand. I usually played BO1 Varuk because when I was introduced to zombies, I played BO1. But yeah, let's hop into Chino. Here we are. I'm gonna make the same crack I made in the last video. Hey, Peter. How's it hanging? Right. No more.
Oh my. Pretty much this guy named Peter McCain on this one. Alright, that wasn't a snapping. That was just him. I feel like there should be like a stat for ankles grabbed, where you either like cross somebody up or just break them down.
So basically, you can get to an infinite number of rounds. Not to mention there is an instant code that you higher round as well, which makes things even easier than they already were. Alright, here it is, the moment of truth. Question mark? Honestly, if I get the one off, I might just quit because I don't know what that is. Alright, Thompson, that's a round as well.
Hold on. Let me just like. He just grabbed that and just casually standing dunks the fuck out of that.
Alright, here it is, the moment of truth. Wonder off? Question mark? Honestly, if I get the wonder off, I might just Alright, that's a very good gun. And look what I found. Looks like the zombies already predicted what round I'm gonna die on. Apparently around 20. There we go, max ammo. Part of me wants to break all the rules and just buy this bouncing Betty right here. It's calling my name. I'm gonna have to leave it on red. Super interesting. The eyes in World at War are actually orange. In BO1, they're sort of yellow. In BO2, they're blue. But in this, they're calling my name. I'm gonna have good gun. And look what I found. Looks like the zombies already predicted what round I'm gonna die on. Apparently around 20. There we go, max ammo. Part of me wants to break all the rules and just buy.
But yeah, like
It's calling my name.
In the map Shino Numa and Black or in World at War, there's this guy named Peter McCain. In the storyline, it's like he's parachuting and he gets hung on this area from the parachute and he dies. So yeah.
The place to be. And again, no flogger. I am disabling traps for this challenge. Oh yeah, no, what am I gonna do? Crap. I knew I would run into this scenario eventually. Well, I guess I gotta shoot away. Though I can technically grab ammo off the wall, I'm not allowed to do that. You know what I mean? Oh, well, there we go. Problem resolved. This is the last map we have to play without Pack-a-Punch anyways. So it's okay here. Though I can actually grab surgical equipment.
Man, just to see how 2019 and 2020 have been, it's been honestly a very sad 2 years, alright? To see the amount of deaths that have happened.
Oh, yeah, no,
So the first, like, and I'm gonna go like kind of top 5 deaths, I guess you could say. So like, you know, we have X, we have Juice World, 2 big rappers. I think Mac Miller. There's been some of those people. One of the biggest names on YouTube that died was Grant Thompson, the king of random. He has like 5. So his channel has 5 million subscribers. There was this guy named Nate running it for a while. Because this guy he owned the channel. He had the rights to it and stuff like that. But he had a co-host. They'd given up the hosting so he could actually work on the other parts of the channel. And he gave away the position. And then, like, you know, about 3 or 4 months ago, they posted a video saying that the original owner, Grant Thompson, had been killed paragliding, which, if you don't know, is we have a parachute with like a fan thing with like a propeller on your back, and then you kind of go paragliding, and he died on that trip. And so that was a big name that died. For the NBA community, there was David Stern, who died January 1st, sadly. However, for David Stern, he was getting older. He made sense. Like, these first 3 people were very young. Grant Thompson, I think, was in his like 30s, maybe his early 40s. You know, Juice WRLD and X were both around 20 to 21. I think both were 20, if not X was 21. But then the biggest name that happened most recently was Kobe Bryant. Out of all those 5 people, David Stern was the one who we kind of had an expectation. He was the oldest of them, and he was definitely, like, people had a feeling, because I think he was in the hospital, so he was like getting older. He was having a lot of health issues, so he was one who a lot of people knew that he was most likely not going to be making it far into 2020. So he died on January 1st, and then 25 days later, the second greatest basketball player, arguably the greatest player of all time, and Kobe Bryant, and his daughter died in a helicopter accident, which is very sad. I actually got quite emotional when that happened. It was a quite sad day. It was sad because it's like one of the greatest basketball players of all time, who, even if people don't know basketball, the 3 names that they'll know in the basketball world are Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and LeBron James. Because those guys are the 3 people the 3 main people in the argument for the GOAT, or the greatest player of all time. I would say that Kobe was definitely number 1 or 2. Maybe a 3rd, but that's something that you can argue about wherever you want. And it was sad. It was very sad. A lot of people, like, not only him, but his daughter died. And it was his oldest daughter, I believe, Gigi, who was also predicted to be a future WNBA player, who wanted to be a women's basketball player, and that was her dream. She wanted to be like her dad. People were saying, like, hey, Kobe, when are you gonna have a boy so we can have a future NBA player and like a 3rd generation of the Bryant family? Because if you don't know, his dad played in the NBA, and then he proceeded to go to Italy, where Kobe grew up a little bit. But Kobe was born in Philly. So that was probably the saddest death most recently. I personally, it's still hard to face the fact that Kobe died. I feel like that's going to happen for a lot of fans of the NBA. It's going to be hard for him just to face the reality that he is dead. And it'll be hard for a lot of us for a few more years. But, you know, a lot of people were sad. LeBron James, one of his closest friends, Shaq, who, yes, they've had some beef because of the whole Kobe running Shaq out of LA, but they were also best friends. Like, they were best friends for years, and they were like brothers. You know, Gigi was like his, you know, his niece. Like, you know, he lost his brother and his niece, and then the people who we should feel most horrible for is his wife. She just lost her husband and her daughter. Like, she has lost two of the most important people in her life. Her daughter, yes, was more of like, her daughter was definitely a big one, and her husband, and yeah, I think she also got a large cut of like the stuff that people are leaving, like the flowers and stuff that people are leaving for Kobe, because, you know, of course she's the closest to him besides his parents. Like, feel bad for his parents. Alright? And never go on YouTube or Instagram or Twitter or TikTok, which is the thing that I see this on the most, where people are saying, like this video in respect for Kobe. No, don't say that, because that means you are disrespecting him. You are using him, a dead man, for YouTube, TikTok, clout, and views. If you say, like this video for Kobe, you're doing it so you can get money, because I know that TikTok, like YouTube, will actually give you money for, like, likes and stuff. So you're asking for money, and pretty much asking for clout, which will earn you money, which is a horrible thing. If you go and do that, you are a disrespectful man. You deserve burn in hell. Alright, I'm sorry to say that, but you just don't deserve to be happy if you are just making tons of views and stuff off of a dead guy. Like, many people cried, many people feel bad for his family, but you clearly just feel the opposite. You feel like, oh, easy money grab, like easy views. All I need to do is just make a couple videos.
That, and then we're out. Oh my god, this is unbreaking. Amazing. I'm not going to be able to reach that, unfortunately, so I'm going to have to loop all the way back around. I mean, I could try, but I don't want to risk dying. I just want to get my box weapon. That's the priority. Yep, it's got it. Alright, well, doesn't matter, because we are going to get us a weapon. Hopefully a thunder gun. If I get a thunder gun, that would be a little bit OP. Oh my god. Well, it's a challenge after all. Looks like we're going to have to deal with it. Honestly, upgraded is very, very helpful. But it's usually a little more helpful when you have a weapon for actual survival equipped along with it. Well, that's got to do something. No? Why, is the crossbow really that bad?
But yeah, I am done. Like, people who go on and say like for Kobe, like, no. If you see those, like, if you see those people who are using that, if they're on YouTube, just dislike the video and report it for spam, because they just begging for likes for Kobe Bryant. No, that's horrible. And if you see those people who like it, they probably believe that they can actually like and respect a man, when no, they don't realize that this dude is asking for likes for a dead man, for an innocent, kind-hearted, family dead man. They don't realize how disrespectful those videos are. And if you see them on TikTok, report the user, report the video. Like, report everything. Because those people are just disrespectful, selfish assholes.
Secretary of Defense, Robert McNamara. It's actually smart to let the zombies out of the barrier so I can get drops. Cool. There was no hope. Hey, I got to the box. I just happened to get the single worst thing I could have gotten. Well, maybe that's not true. Maybe the ballistic knife would have been worse, but either way. All right, off to the Pentagon we go. Cool. I am the Secretary of Defense, Robert McNamara. It's actually smart to let the zombies out of the barrier so I can get drops and, get a max ammo, but it's also nice to make them in the barrier. Let them crawl out so I can maybe get a drop. Look at that. Racking up points here, ladies and gentlemen. Getting to the bag. Okay, officially out of ammo. So I'll open this up and I guess go to the box. I mean, I don't have any other option. Okay, I don't have quite enough to get the box, but I almost do. So let's just chill down here and toss some grenades. Grab that.
Oh no, I did
I'm not allowed to use it. Perfect. Perfect. Take them all out. Take them all out. Take them all out. Okay, there we go. Look at that precision. Ow. No! Wait! Oh! Of course there was a zombie right behind me. Of course there was a barrier right behind me as soon as I went to go into knife. And the minute I was vulnerable, there's a zombie behind me! Of course, we already played on the World at War map, so I'm not going to play the remasters here in the open.
Fucking post.
Time, they're the exact same map. This is the map that I got the highest... No! Wait! Oh! Of course there was a zombie right behind me. Of course there was a barrier right behind me as soon as I went to go into knife. And the minute I was vulnerable, there's a zombie behind me! Of course, we already played on the World at War map, so I'm not going to play the remasters here in the open. It's sort of just a waste of time. They're the exact same map. This is the map that I got the highest round on the last time I did this sort of video. And when we do run out of ammo, this thing is going to be very helpful with the service internet damage. We can just kind of chill here and let it do its work. Honestly, I know it's a little premature, but let's just get out of here. Before I started recording this, I didn't really consider the fact that getting to the box is sort of the exact same map. Let's move on to Ascension. This is the map that I got the highest round on the last time I did this sort of video. And when we do run out of ammo, this thing is going to be very helpful with the service internet damage. We can just kind of chill here and let it do its work. Honestly, I know it's a little premature, but let's just get out of here. Before I started recording this, I didn't really consider the fact that getting to the box is sort of an endeavor in itself. I do really enjoy the challenge, and of course it does make the video go by a little bit. Not that I'm trying to rush the video, but I just don't want it to be 4 hours long, because if it gets too long, then it's just a little ridiculous. Like an hour, 2 hours, that's cool. 3 or 4, nobody's watching that. Okay, actually, I think you might be the last one. Yeah, I will let you live long in itself. I do really enjoy the challenge, and of course it does make the video go by a little bit. Not that I'm trying to rush the video, but I just don't want it to be 4 hours long, because if it gets too long, then it's just a little ridiculous. Like an hour, 2 hours, that's cool. 3 or 4, nobody's watching that. Okay, actually, I think you might be the last one. Yeah, I will let you live for a moment. There we go, boys. Power on, and let's get it. Something good. Kinda actually don't want a wonder weapon. Okay, so the M72 Law is an upgrade from the crossbow, but it's still a piece of shit, and I can't get a PhD to make it any better. So I don't like wonder weapons for these challenges because it just makes things quite literally infinitely easier. You don't have to worry about buying perks or spending any more points on guns, which is sort of relieving in a way. So we can just get straight to Pack-a-Punch. How are we doing tonight, folks? Good? No. Oh yeah, we don't have to worry about upgrades for the crossbow, but it's still a piece of shit, and I can't get a PhD to make it any better. So I don't like wonder weapons for these challenges because it just makes things quite literally infinitely easier. You don't have to worry about buying perks or spending any more points on guns, which is sort of relieving in a way. So we can just get straight to Pack-a-Punch. How are we doing tonight, folks? Good? No. Oh yeah, we don't have to worry about monkeys because we're not getting any perks. I just realized. So that's actually a giant plate, but I still have an M72 Law, which is sort of a...
I feel like you have a pro player made like a channel where it was kind of like they reacted to player clips. They could actually give their opinion and not sound like a dumbass. Like Flight Reacts, probably the stupidest, like one of the stupidest basketball reaction channels in the world. He's just like, this guy got lucky. Oh, this guy shouldn't have hit that. This guy shouldn't be an all-star. Who the fuck is this guy? Like, he never knew.
No.
high knowledge. But then he clearly never watches it. He just watches the highlights. Alright.
Okay, but we got a Python. Python is honestly fantastic. It's a very quick. Oh, zombie behind. Max ammo and a double points? Hell yeah, brother. Perfect. 80 points. Yes? Okay, golden. You're actually doing fantastic. Now, before I jinx myself, let's go hit them all. My odds of getting one weapon are doubled because there are 2 more weapons on this map. So, okay, but we got a Python. Python is honestly fantastic. It's a very quick and reliable source of damage. Until, of course, it drops off entirely and does nothing at about round 15. But we'll get there when we get there. While we have a moment, I'm actually going to turn on the power, and I guess the only thing we're really going to get is Pack-a-Punch. So whenever that's in, there we go. I love the Python so much. Even if it's not, like, statistically the best, it's so epic. You just go fucking bam. Don't even think about bam. Oh, hey. How's it going? I have this policy where, okay, you're not listening. Alright, well, it actually works out pretty well. Because Pack-a-Punch is right next to us. Now, typically, I would use all my ammo before I upgrade to, maximize it. But I am just going to Pack-a-Punch because I want to be able to say that I Pack-a-Punched, alright, in one of these maps. I want to go this entire video without upgrading on a single map. That would just be humiliating. Also, guys, another rule that I am choosing to implement, which you do not. Whereas I have this policy where, okay, you're not listening. Alright, well, I'll leave. It actually works out pretty well. Because Pack-a-Punch is right next to us. Now, typically, I would use all my ammo before I upgrade to, maximize it. I am just going to Pack-a-Punch because I want to be able to say that I Pack-a-Punched, alright, in one of these maps. I want to go this entire video without upgrading on a single map. That would just be humiliating. Also, guys, another rule that I am choosing to implement, which you don't have to, is I'm not allowing myself to Pack-a-Punch my starting pistol because
imagine like the 35 to 40-year-old Brandon Roy right now just watching this video, or no, just like playing this game and realizing that he has a Galaxy Opal before half the game. He literally was one of the first Galaxy Opals that you could get. And he was actually a Galaxy Opal before Michael Jordan, so he's probably really happy about that. But knowing that he didn't have a great career kind of sucks. I feel like if any Hall of Famers, because in the park it says like, hey, you got this Hall of Famer, or no, you have like this NBA player in your game or this YouTuber. I feel like it would be sick if like a Hall of Famer like Jordan, Shaq played this game and it said like it had a Hall of Fame logo on their thing. If it was an all-star, like if it was a role player, it would just have an NBA logo. If they were a starter, just have an NBA logo. But if they were like an all-star, then it would have like an all-star logo. If they were a superstar, it would have like an advanced all-star logo. Like, for example, if it was an all-star starter. And then if it was a Hall of Fame, if it was an MVP at any point, then it has like an MVP trophy next to their name, or like where the hall or the thing would be. So if it was like a player who, like, I don't know, LeBron or D Rose, then it would have like an MVP thing saying that they were an MVP at some point in their career. And then
just so you guys know, I'm going to continue knifing them, and I'm definitely going to get 2 hits, so just beware.
If it was like a Hall of Famer like Michael Jordan or Shaq played this game, then it would have a Hall of Fame logo. Like if they had an award ever, it would say what award they won, along with if they were an all-star or not, or and then if for some reason a coach played, then they would have like a coach. Right.
So hopefully we can pass 15. My ultimate goal is to get to round 25 on any map.
But I think that they actually don't have it if a player is retired. I feel like Brandon Roy should be, if not he is in the Hall of Fame, because his career until the injury, like, he was definitely the most promising young player before the injuries. He is the only player that I would say you could arguably say could have been a top 5 or could have been a top 3 player in the league if he hadn't gotten injured. Like, he could have been a top 5 player in the league for his time if he hadn't gotten injured. He could have even been an MVP if he had never gotten injured. He is probably the only player who could have said that to me.
I'm going to try to get this turned into a free perk. Let's see if we can do it. First, you get it to max ammo, right? Then when the other player takes it, you're going to want to turn it into a free perk. Well, really simple. Not the most interesting weapon, but certainly a reliable one. Certainly going to get the job done, especially on the upgrade. You guys go. I'm going to try to get this turned into a free perk. Let's see if we can do it. First, you get it to max ammo, right? Then when the other monkey takes it, you're going to want to turn it into a free perk. Well, okay. You know, I'm just going to take it. I'm not going to risk anything. Ow, 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 no. We have a ton of points now. Those monkeys really give you a lot of points. So we're going to go open up power, and then we're going to pack a punch. Number 1 and number 2. Oh, hello, Mr. Napalm Zombie. Nice of you to show up. This actually makes things a lot harder now, because I can't actually walk over there. Right now, it shouldn't actually
I know for a
explode,
fact
but
my
because
dad
it's
just walked
exploded,
in.
it's actually going to kill me because I don't have jug.
It's like, hear my brother crying.
I'm going to keep my distance, and I will shoot him. He's running. Holy shit, he's running! Oh my god. Oh my god, that was really close. There we go. The effing fail is now the epic win. Shoot. Look at the reticle sight, too. It's like a cone. It's like a little blue cone. A shrieker! Shrieker! No, don't kick me off. I was having a fun time. Okay, there's the name on the wall. Right. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if I die right now, because that just happened. So we're round 8. Last but not least, for Black Ops 1, we have Boom. Here we are. We are here on the... Oh, I guess we're on Earth still. We are here on Earth. Okay. Alright. Cool. Knife. Okay, alright, let's go. Not risking anything, boy. Time for my PES. That's right. File on out to your own demise. Susie Q64. That has got to be the dumbest fucking name. Okay, no. Let's back off. Alright. I'm not getting in your face following you, so let's show the same respect. Alright, treat people the way you
I seem to get a defensive stop here and then I have a higher chance of winning.
be right here. There we go.
But if I don't, then I need to hit a 3, or I can just try and go for 2
Now, I
buckets.
said I was going to restart if I got a genuine one weapon. This is a one weapon, but it's kind of shit out eventually. Honestly, I'm gonna play it out. You know, I'm not allowed to get Jug or PhD or anything, so I could easily kill myself with this. In every single game of Moon, I would typically grab the hacker and hack open all the doors for cheaper. But since we have nothing to purchase but Pack a Punch, I am just going to grab that for some reason. And we're just
Shoot.
gonna get straight to the
I need a defensive stop here.
Also, I'm pretty sure
No! I'm ending the stream, guys.